Now, one of the maxims I live by is, if you want something doing right, do it yourself. Don't complain that somebody else is doing it all wrong. Don't sit there begruntled, muttering under your breath. Just do it yourself. And that's advice the Labour Party would do well to listen to. Over the last few days, as the Tory leadership hopefuls have entered the race, the left and its minions have taken it upon themselves to mock and ridicule the ethnic minority contenders. Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu, agitator-in-chief, said that Nadhim Zahawi took the Chancellor job because he is, and I quote, a self-serving, shameless racial gatekeeper. She also said that Kemi Badenoch, a rising star of the Conservative Party and former Equalities Minister, is a, quote, gift for racists and white supremacists who uses her black identity to legitimise systemic oppression and uses black minority identity to run for Prime Minister. Now, Dr. Shola sucks the life and normality out of discourse and replaces it with race and lunacy. You also have barrister Jolyon Moam, known as the Fox Slayer in some circles after he beat up a fox with a baseball bat, tweeted this: "Do you think the members of your party are ready to select a brown man, Rishi?" This was something I had to learn from third-party sources, since the man has blocked me on Twitter despite my never having had a single interaction with him. Perhaps he's afraid of being challenged by a brown woman. And you have Nadine White, so-called race correspondent for the Independent newspaper, who posed this question: can you imagine a black or Asian person leading the Conservative Party? Others argue that the very concept is diametrically opposed to the party's core values. To which I replied this: given that the Conservative Party has produced 3 times as many black or brown cabinet ministers as the Labour Party ever has, I'd shut up if I were you. That was what I said to Nadine. And isn't the real, more logical question to ask, can you imagine a black or brown person leading the Labour Party, a party which has only ever produced 1 non-white Secretary of State? Or perhaps even, can you imagine a black or brown person leading the EU? Now, we'd surely have to be in an alternative universe if that happened, surely, wouldn't we? Well, back in 2019, I wrote this in The Times: Labour must stop its demonisation of ethnic minority Tories. That was back in 2019, 3 years ago. At the time, Labour MP Clive Lewis has said that James Cleverly and the other black members of that cabinet had to sell their souls and self-respect to get there. In a previous incident, then Labour MP Emma Dent Code called Sean Bailey, the black Conservative mayoral candidate for London, a, quote, token ghetto boy. It's all a bit Groundhog Day, this mudslinging at ethnic minority leadership hopefuls. So I go back to that adage. If left-wing people, if the left want something doing right, if they want an ethnic minority leader that they approve of, do it yourself then. Go on, you win an election. You crack on with nurturing talented ethnic minority MPs and getting them ministerial experience. You elect your own ethnic minority leader. Until you do that, and I won't hold my breath, then just be quiet. Shut it. Put a sock in it. Just sit this one out and let the grown-ups get on with it.